paused U.S. weapons to Ukraine without telling the president. Trump says he didn't approve it. Top officials say they weren't told. So who made the call and why? Weapons pause without White House clearance. Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth authorized a pause in weapons shipments to Ukraine last week, without informing the White House. That's according to 5 sources familiar with the matter. The decision triggered confusion inside the Trump administration. Officials scrambled to understand the reason behind the halt and how to explain it to Congress and to Kyiv. Trump denies involvement. President Donald Trump distanced himself from the decision. When asked during a cabinet meeting if he approved the pause, Trump said, "The U.S. will continue to send defensive weapons to Ukraine." Pressed again on who authorized the pause, Trump responded, "I don't know, why don't you tell me?" Second surprise pause by Hegseth. This wasn't the first time Hegseth acted without warning. Sources say he made a similar move in February, halting weapons, then reversing the decision. That same pattern repeated this week. After news of the pause broke, Trump reversed it Monday night. He publicly declared that shipments would continue. Top officials left in the dark. CNN reports that U.S. Special Envoy to Ukraine, retired General Keith Kellogg, and Secretary of State Marco Rubio, who is also Trump's national security advisor, were not told in advance. They learned about the pause from press reports, according to one senior official and 2 other sources. Pentagon's response. Pentagon Press Secretary Kingsley Wilson said, Secretary Hegseth provided a framework for the president to evaluate military aid shipments and assess existing stockpiles. This effort was coordinated across government. But did he inform the White House first? White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt said the Pentagon conducted a review to ensure foreign aid aligned with U.S. interests. She added, President Trump has made the decision to continue providing defensive weapons to Ukraine and has full confidence in the Secretary of Defense. Why didn't Hegseth inform the White House? 2 sources say Hegseth lacks a chief of staff or close advisors who could guide him on interagency coordination. That may explain why the White House was left out. Trump orders shipments resumed. After learning about the pause, Trump directed Hegseth to resume some shipments. He specifically ordered the delivery of interceptor missiles for Patriot air defense systems. These missiles are key to defending Ukrainian cities from Russian missile and drone attacks. Many of the munitions were already in Poland and ready for quick transfer to Kyiv. The weapons had been approved by the previous administration and were already en route when stopped. CNN reports that in a call with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky on Friday, Trump downplayed his role in the decision. The Pentagon didn't confirm the resumption until late Monday night, after Trump said publicly that Ukraine needed those weapons. The nervous backstory. Sources say the pause came after Trump, during a NATO summit trip, asked Hegseth to review U.S. stockpiles. With tensions between Iran and Israel, Trump wanted to ensure U.S. troops had enough munitions. Pentagon spokesman Sean Parnell confirmed that a capability review was underway. He said it was to make sure U.S. military aid aligns with defense priorities. But 3 sources insist Trump never directed a pause in shipments to Ukraine. That recommendation reportedly came from Undersecretary of Defense for Policy Elbridge Colby, a longtime skeptic of sending large-scale aid to Kyiv. White House caught off guard. Once informed, the White House told the Pentagon it would provide temporary cover for the decision. But officials stressed the Pentagon needed to explain the move to Congress. Congress was also not informed beforehand. In recent briefings, Pentagon officials told congressional staffers the pause was due to stockpile shortages. However, sources say lawmakers were not shown any evidence of a critical or imminent shortage. So, the U.S. paused arms to Ukraine. The president says he didn't sign off. Congress wasn't told. Even top Trump officials were blindsided. And it all goes back to a defense secretary working without a chief of staff, and possibly without a green light. More questions than answers, and Ukraine caught in the middle.